Behind me, what looks like a haunting place from some movies was actually a place for celebration for hundreds of Israeli people on 7th of October when they were attacked by hundreds of Hamas terrorists coming from Gaza Strip, not very far from here, about 2 kilometers, when they actually breached multiple checkpoints and border areas and entered into these settlements where Israeli people were having that celebration on that day. Hundreds of people were killed over a few hours that the Hamas terrorists were trying to, create a carnage around this place. The people were dehumanized, they were tortured, and the terrorists found some unimaginable sadistic pleasure in killing them, but not right away, but torturing them, ensuring that they most of them die a very painful death. So we have number of visuals, number of footages, videos, photos, which are very disturbing and discomforting, and many of them are not, of the quality that can be broadcast on a national news channel. But we know that there have been hundreds of visuals where people were tortured before being killed or left half dead. This was a scene of a celebration that turned into the most nightmarish moment for hundreds of Israeli that will keep them haunting for years to come. Behind me, there are tents that are lying, small chairs or picnic stuff. These are bedrolls. People were here for all night celebrating and partying when this entire episode started happening, when Hamas terrorists started killing the people here. We have seen this place is a very open field, an area where thousands of Israeli could easily be accommodated, and it was an open area under the sky where the celebration was going on when this terrorist attack started, and people started running for their life. Literally, many of them were killed on their way. Many of them abducted. There are so many visuals on released by security forces. Also, some of them was captured by those Hamas terrorists themselves. Many of through their cameras, those were mounted on their head, and those camera footages are very gory, very disturbing, and that is the kind of trauma these terrorists were trying to inflict upon these people. And we saw how hundreds of them were actually killed on that day only. Hundreds of them are critically injured, and they were being treated in several hospitals. Many of them could die. So the fatalities figure, which is still about 1,300 from the Israeli side, could actually go up. A lot of people who are still missing, who are still neither dead nor alive or nor hostage, that are also being tracked and traced by the authorities. We are joined by IDF spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Amnon, and if you could just explain what happened exactly on 7th of October here in Reem.
Yes, sadly the most horrific event happened in this location. This was a party, a Nova party of young and old people that came to celebrate life and love, dancing to music. DJs from all over the world came and DJed from there. And then Hamas, these terrorists, came with vehicles from there, pickups like ISIS, motorcycles and paragliders that came, shooting with automatic machine guns, trying to kill and murder as many as possible. But then they did even worse. They collected people, put them in a container and lit them on fire. They went to the bathrooms and shot just the bathrooms to kill people. They tied people with their hands behind their back, put them in a line and shot them in the head. These are the most horrific, horrendous, murderous people that carried out this horrific act. And that is their agenda, and that is what we must all stand against, because they did not just do this. They plan on doing this again and again, and that is what they're trying to do now. They continuously fire more rockets and trying to kill more civilians. They continuously try to infiltrate Israel, and they've been trying to do this for many, many years. This is in their charter. This is what they stand for.
Of course, we have also been under the rocket attacks right now. When, like just a while ago, when we were having a to round off this area. If you could explain, like, what was the kind of number that you would put in terms of number of terrorists who attacked this place, and about what and how what was the kind of crowd that was present here?
3,000 people were in this event,
Mm-hmm.
and hundreds of terrorists came in order to try and kill as many here.
Mm-hmm. And also, we have seen some videos released by these Hamas terrorist organization or affiliates showing that they are treating the injured people who are kind of hostages in Gaza Strip, I believe. So, and at the same time, they have had no mercy in killing hundreds of people. I mean, what kind of, is this instance?
That is the sick psychological warfare that Hamas is trying
Mm-hmm.
to put on all of us, and we and anyone in the world should not fall into this.
Mm-hmm.
They are the ones who killed and murdered children, women, elderly, and kidnapped also into Gaza. So when they try to show that they're taking care of someone, that is just a blatant lie. And they are the ones that continuously try to kill more here and in Gaza, because they believe that the more civilians that are dead, the better they are off in a sick way.
Mm-hmm.
That is why they deliberately position themselves in the most populated places in Gaza. That is why when he asked them to move to areas that will be less danger for civilians in Gaza, they stop them. They take the keys out of the car, they put roadblocks, and they do not let them move into safer areas because they want their people also to be killed. On October 7th morning, Hamas launched this most horrific attack. They had one goal in mind, which is to kill and abduct as many people as they could.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see here from these houses that they entered, tied mothers and children and fathers and elderly, their hands behind their back, and killed them,
Mm-hmm.
burned their houses with them inside, and kidnapped to the Gaza Strip. Sadly, we have over 1,300 Israelis that have been murdered.
Mm-hmm.
We have over 4,000 that are still being treated,
Mm-hmm.
some in critical condition, and we have 199 civilians and soldiers that are now being held in Gaza as hostages by this horrific organization.
How many people we are in the kibbutz Be'eri? This is a small settlement. How many people died here, and how many neutralized? The terrorists. How many terrorists were neutralized here?
Over 10% of this community was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
That is more than 100 people that have been murdered here.
Mm-hmm.
And
And the number of terrorists that you encountered or engaged or just was able to kill or.
we encountered hundreds
Mhm.
of terrorists. We have killed over 1,000 terrorists here inside Israel and many more that are on the border. And we will continue to fight and stop this terrorist organization. That is what we are now building our army to. We have drafted over 350 reservists that are joining the regular military, that are ready to act in any way that the political echelon will guide us to do.
Okay. Lieutenant Colonel, several of the people or the leaders around the world are also criticizing Israel for the, inflicting civilian casualties on the Gaza side as part of its counteroffensive. There are countries like, especially China, has said that the counteroffensive.
Especially who?
The Chinese foreign minister has said that this counteroffensive looks like a collective punishment for the Palestinian people. How would you describe it?
We stand proudly by our morals and our values of sanctity of life being the most important thing. And we act according to that in ways that can almost not be seen around the world, trying to minimize any kind of civilian damage and harm. And that is why we have guided the people of Gaza to go down south of the Wadi of Gaza in order for them to be safe.
Mhm.
Because Hamas deliberately puts them in harm's way.
Mhm.
This is what Hamas wants.
Mhm.
They want as many Palestinians to be killed because they sickly think that they gain from that.
Mhm.
Now, on the second thing you asked, the world has stood proudly
Mhm.
with Israel,
Mhm.
understanding these horrific behaviors and standing against them. And we're proud to see the friends that share our values stand together with us.
Mhm. Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel, talking to us. And this is the kind of human mask that Hamas is trying to wear, while they have already killed about 300 people right here in the Reem, who were celebrating life, and now 100, or like about 199, that is the official figure that Israeli government has quoted so far. They are trying to release some of the videos where they have been treating them. They have been providing them with medical aid. Some of the injured who were taken hostages, they were being also operated upon and being cared by the Hamas terrorists or their affiliates. So the question is, first of all, why did the terrorist organization abduct the people? Why did they even abduct the people, and now they are providing them with the medical aid? Is just a bit ironical for the people of Hamas organization, who have been terrorizing people in Israel, who have been involved in several activities of terrorists in the past also, and the kind of atrocities or inhuman act they had committed on 7th of October, that doesn't leave the world with even a iota of suspiciousness that they are actually the terrorist organization that aims to dehumanize people, that aims to terrorize people. Their atrocity, their disgusting way of killing people was very appalling, and this is something Israeli settlements in the southern cities mostly suffered on the morning of 7th of October. This is Abhishek Jha for CNN News 18 from Reem in Israel.